Hello grade 8s, this is day 10 of our social media unit. Today you're going to be receiving a handout that you're going to work on over the next 3 classes. So you won't be submitting anything next class, just make sure that by the end of the 3 classes you have completed the whole handout. You can go at your own pace with it, you don't have to do it all at once, you can break it up over the 3 days. It's totally up to you. If you do want to just get it over with and submit it earlier than the due date, that's fine too. Okay, our starting task today. When something is an opinion, does that make it more true, less true, or does it make a difference? Over the next 3 lessons, we're going to work at forming a strong argument. We're going to do some trial roles review, and we're going to explore vocabulary and dramatic events. So this is what our handout looks like for the next 3 classes. Oh, I'll go to the top of it. So you're going to start with task 7, forming a strong argument. So structuring a debate or courtroom exchange, first take this quiz. So you can click on the link and it will take you directly to a quiz on OneDrive forms. I've already submitted it. These forms, though, the quizzes, will really help you before you get into trying to do the handouts. So take the quiz. It's really easy, and it's teaching you as you go through it what some of these terms are. Okay, directions. Review the following argument diagram example and the argument diagram template below. Select a topic of interest from the list or come up with your own. Find one that you and your parents or sibling or maybe a friend, whoever you can talk to about it, do not agree on. So, year-round school, that would mean maybe you are against having year-round school and maybe your mom and dad are for it. They think it's a good idea. Reality TV, again, either you love it or you hate it. There's 2 opposing sides to each of these issues. Violent video games, they should be totally banned or they're totally acceptable. Pro athlete salaries, or also should college athletes be paid? Textbooks versus tablets, tech and education, best music genre, Coke versus Pepsi, school uniforms, should animals be used for research, recycling, is it a choice or not? Other, what else is a topic that you do not agree on? So the key here is to choose something that you can agree with and the other person disagrees with. It's really important. You can't be on the same side. You won't be able to argue it with anyone. Okay? So you're going to argue the topic with your parents or siblings or just one person using the argument diagram template. You'll see that in a minute. And complete the argument diagram template to document your argument. You're going to want to fill out as much of it beforehand as you can so that you're presenting research and you've really thought out your argument. So let's look at an example argument diagram. So you're going to start with the main argument. This is like a thesis statement. So for example, here is what I will prove about a general topic. Fast food chains have more negative than positive effects on individuals and society. Then, so you have your main argument, then this is kind of like a peel paragraph, but with one difference. You'll notice there's the point, evidence, analysis, then it doesn't go to link yet. Then you have the other side's view. It's a counter argument, what the other person, the person disagreeing with you, is going to say. And then you have to provide evidence and analysis again based on their counter argument. Then you wrap it all up with your own link at the very end. Okay? So in a trial, you'll always have just one main argument, but you might have several of these types of point, evidence analysis, counter argument, evidence analysis, link. Okay? It'll keep going through this whole cycle. The main argument stays the same, but you might have different sub-arguments throughout the course of a trial. So let's just read through this to see this as an example. Again, the main argument is that fast food chains have more negative than positive effects on individuals and society. Point, sub-argument. It's just another word for point. Here's one of my reasons. When it comes to physical health, the rise of fast food chains have led to a spike in preventable diseases like diabetes and heart attacks. Evidence analysis to support or back up my reason. Think about meso methods as well. So here's my evidence. According to the American Cardiologist Association, multiple studies have indicated that eating McDonald's food could lead to serious health risks, such as heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, cancer, and many other chronic illnesses. The analysis of that, quote, food-related diseases could be reduced significantly if people reduce their intake of highly processed foods. Fast food contributes to many serious diseases that worsen people's quality of life and leads to a shorter lifespan. Now here's the counter-argument. This is, instead of jumping to length, you're going to have a counter-argument. This is what the other person feels about the topic. It is important that people take responsibility over their own habits, and fast food chains now offer various healthy options on their menu. Again, you're going to go back to your evidence and analysis to counter this argument. In the article, This Is Your Body on Fast Food, written by Christy Brissett for the Washington Post, she reveals that most people aren't aware of how deadly fast food can be. And the analysis, while offering healthy options is a step in the right direction, most people still opt for unhealthy options. Additionally, it has also been found that fast food can be addictive, which takes away the aspect of choice. And finally, the link. Restate your main argument and link back to the unit concepts. It is clear that fast food movement of eating in a hurry is hurtful to individuals themselves and society as a whole. The individual's well-being suffers because the health effects from eating fast food reduce their self-esteem due to weight gain, lower their energy, and causing their body to function less effectively due to empty calories and high-sugar foods. Unfortunately, most consumers are unaware of the disastrous effects of eating fast food and don't truly have a choice to make healthier decisions about their eating habits. Then, now it's your turn. This is the template I was referring to. You're going to fill in your own topics. So maybe you've decided to choose one of these topics here, or you've chosen a different topic to argue with your parent or sibling. And you're going to fill out this template. So you'll write your topic here. So for example, maybe you chose year-round school to debate. So you would write, year-round school has negative effects on individuals and society. Or if you like the idea of it, you would say positive. Okay? In your point, this is your point, I've given you a bunch of new sentence frames. Okay? And I've divided them into 3 categories. You could start with a fact, you could focus on cause and effect, or create a sense of urgency about the topic, about what you want to discuss. We're moving into a more sophisticated way of looking at appeal paragraphs, and I want you to stop using first person. So you're not going to say it's my opinion or in my opinion. When we do that, it actually creates a weaker argument. So now that you're really well rehearsed, you've had lots of chances to practice the appeal paragraph format, I would like you to now move away from speaking in first person, in my opinion, in my experience, and talk with more authority and create stronger arguments. So I've designed these sentence frames to help you do just that. So, for example, we're talking about year-round school. Maybe you would say here, the major cause of stress for children is extra schoolwork. Okay, that could be your sub-argument. Then evidence, you're going to want to look up evidence and include it here. Make sure for your evidence you always include the author, the title of the article or the graph, or whatever it is that is your evidence that should have a title, as well as the organization for which it was written. Okay? So you might say something like, according to the study conducted by Harvard Institute, I I don't know, something like most students who had 3 hours or more of school actually did worse on exams. And then in your analysis section, you might say it is clear that there is a relationship between the number of hours students are busy doing homework and the less they actually learn and understand. Something like that. Okay, it depends. You're going to do your own evidence, your own research here, and your analysis will go back to that. Now it's your sibling or your parents' chance to argue their point. Why do they think year-round school is a good idea? And then you're going to have to do more research to show your evidence and analysis about their counterargument. And last of all, you're going to create your link, and the link here goes back to your main argument or the sub-argument that you've created. It could go back to both, actually. Okay, hope that makes sense. That's it for task 7. I'll do a separate video for tasks 8 and 9, just so it's not such a long video. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, grade 8s, we're back to this handout. Hopefully you have completed task 7 by now, and you're on to task 8. So again, we're going to start by taking the trial rules quiz. Well, I shouldn't say most, but some of you have already completed this quiz. It's super duper easy. You'll go through it, and all the answers are laid out here, but you do have to read through and really think about it before you select your choice here. I would like you to complete this over again. If you don't get 100%, keep trying until you do have it. For those of you who've already completed it, again, it's super easy. You probably can get 100% on your first try. Okay, go through that. It's going to help you as you figure out this, how to fill out this table. Basically, you have a table here that has some empty spaces, okay? There's 6 possible roles that can fit into these different spaces. You're going to maybe watch this video, this video, decide which role it best suits. That last one's a freebie, so you look at which roles weren't in these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would fill out the last one. Hopefully you can access some kind of video technology so you can actually find video clips to represent those roles yourselves. Okay? So your job here, it's pretty simple, I think. It doesn't really require a lot of explanation, but in this column you'll need to have a video link. Again, we've provided 3 for you, but you're going to have to find 3 other ones for the different roles. So for this one in particular, you're going to need to find a video link that shows an example of a defense lawyer, and you're going to write a summary of what the defense lawyer does in the video. Okay? In this video clip, it's from Legally Blonde. Think about it. Which role was she playing there? Again, if you do the quiz, it's super easy because it'll remind you what the different roles are. And so you have to decide which role she's showing there, and this is filled out for you. Elle Woods interrogated the other side. She asked a series of questions. Her body language turned from nice to more and more aggressive. So in this summary, you're just summarizing what the person's doing in the video clip that relates back to the role that they're portraying. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I do think this one's very straightforward. You'll need to, probably the hardest part is finding the video clips to fill in the missing 3. Okay? All right. I hope that's easy enough for you. And again, you can move on to task 9 if you're done, or you can save it for next class. Remember, you have 3 classes to fill out this handout. Okay, our last part of the handout is task 9. This is courtroom vocabulary and dramatic elements. Just take note that if you're in D1B3, you're going to upload this whole document, the entire document, completed on Thursday, March 5th to ManageBac. So you shouldn't have uploaded anything until March 5th. If you have, resubmit it with the completed document. For D2B1, you will complete it for Friday, March 6th. Again, upload to ManageBack. If you accidentally uploaded it, maybe you finished task 7 and uploaded it already, you do have to upload the completed document, all 3 tasks. Okay, so we're going to be looking at literacy, introduction of relevant vocabulary, what sort of environment makes a good courtroom. Directions, what words or vocabulary comes to mind when you think of courtroom trial debate? Read lots of articles, watch some relevant clips such as movies or shows, etc. You might start to notice a pattern. Create a word cloud. I've provided a link here if you need one. If you type in word cloud generator, you'll get a list of different ones that you can use to create something similar below. If you're feeling creative, turn it into a relevant shape. Example, okay, they've gotten a little creative with that to make it more related to, it kind of looks like a law office or a courthouse. Okay, so when you've completed yours, insert it here, please. Now, we're going to just look at the argument and equation above. Here's the argument and equation above. Use them as hints in order to create a brief character description. How would your role come to life? Insert your answer here. Describe how you could be this person or group in order to make the argument above. What props would you use? How would you dress up? Do you have costume ideas? What sort of mannerisms or language would also help? So think of this as taking on a role. For those of you who've already done drama, think about, where if you were representing these people, how would you dress? How would you talk? Maybe watch a video clip or two and see if you can understand more about the argument or the issue that's being addressed here, and see if you can start to develop an understanding of playing those characters, what that would look like, what it would sound like. Okay? Then we have this one here. Look at the argument and equation above. Use them as hints in order to create a brief character description. How would your role come to life? Write 5 to 7 sentences. Okay? So this is a little more, obviously this is a more specific event or movement, whereas this is a little more generic, but it's also very related to our unit about social media. Okay? Insert your answer here. Describe how you could be this person or group in order to make the argument above. What props would you use? How would you dress up? What are some costume ideas? What sort of mannerisms or language would also help? Maybe think about a famous YouTuber that you know. Maybe think about social media challenges that went wrong, where people actually got hurt. Or maybe the positive side of it too, although, to be honest, I don't think these pictures look like they're on the love it side of social media. So consider a character that you could develop based on this, based on real life people. All right, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that helps. Bye.